Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
So, you've got that weird code on your Chevy's dashboard, and yeah, it can be super frustrating. But don't you worry, you are in exactly the right place. Today we're going to break down code U015100, figure out what it actually means, and, most importantly, walk you through how to get it fixed. Okay, let's get right into it. And there it is, 015100. You know that feeling, right? Some warning light pops on, and it might as well be written in a totally different language. But I promise, by the time we're done here, you'll know exactly what your car is trying to tell you.
So what this really boils down to is a communication breakdown. See, your car has this whole network of little computers or modules that are constantly talking to each other. This specific code, U015100, means the main computer has basically lost the signal from one really important member of the team, the restraints control module. And why does that matter so much? Well, that module is the brain behind your car's safety systems, like the airbags. So yeah, it's a big deal.
Okay, so what does lost communication really truly mean inside your car's electronics? Let's use a super simple analogy to make sense of it.
Think of it this way. All the computers in your car are on a big conference call, right? And the restraints control module is supposed to check in every few seconds, basically saying, hey, I'm here, airbags are good to go. But when that check-in just stops, the main computer starts to worry, and it throws up that warning light on your dash to let you know something's up.
All right, so we know there's a communication problem, but the real question is, why? Well, the good news is this error code almost always points to one of four really common culprits. So let's dig in and see what they are.
Yep, 4. That's the magic number here. We're going to walk through the 4 most likely reasons your Chevy is flashing this code at you, covering everything from the actual hardware to the software running on it. This should help you really narrow down the issue and find the right fix.
All right, first thing to check, the module itself might just be on the fritz. The Restraints Control Module, or RCM, is basically the dedicated computer for your car's safety gear. If this little computer fails, it can't send out its I'm OK signal, and bam, that's what triggers the U015100 code. And of course, that could mean your airbag system is compromised.
So if the RCM is bad, the only real fix is to replace it. Now, the key here, and I really can't stress this enough, is to use an OEM part. That means original equipment manufacturer. Using an OEM part guarantees the new module is a perfect match for your car's systems, and when we're talking about safety, that is absolutely essential.
Next up, let's look at the physical connections. The wiring harness is kind of like the car's nervous system. It's this big bundle of wires that carries all the signals between the modules. But over time, with all the vibration, moisture, and just plain old age, those wires can get damaged, and that can totally disrupt that critical communication line.
Now, how you fix this really depends on how bad the damage is. If you're lucky, it might just be a couple of frayed or broken wires you can patch up. But if the damage is pretty widespread, honestly, the most reliable and safest fix is just to replace the whole harness. That way, you know you have a solid connection that's going to last.
It's not always a physical part that's broken. Sometimes the problem is in the software. Just like a file on your computer can get scrambled, the data stored inside these control modules can get corrupted over time, and this garbled data can cause all kinds of weird communication problems, including our friend, the U015100 code.
And the good news is the fix for corrupted data is usually pretty simple. A complete system reset is a lot like rebooting your computer. It just wipes out all that old, messy data and lets all the modules start over with a clean slate. A lot of the time, this can solve the communication jam instantly.
Okay, our last one is kind of a catch-all, just a general failed communication link. This isn't really a new problem, just another way of looking at it. It basically means that for some reason, could be a faulty module, could be bad wiring, could be a software glitch, the modules just aren't talking to each other the way they should be.
So the solution here is to put on your detective hat. You have to troubleshoot the whole communication line to find out where that weak link is. Once you find the source of the breakdown, you can fix it and get those modules chatting with each other again properly.
Phew. Okay, that was a lot to take in. So let's pull all that information together into a really quick summary that ties each problem directly to its solution.
So let's just recap real quick. If you think it's a faulty RCM, the fix is an OEM replacement. If you find a damaged wiring harness, you're either going to repair it or replace it completely. If you're dealing with corrupted data, a system reset is what you need.
And for a general communication failure, your goal is to find that break in the chain and re-establish the connection. See? Simple and clear.
So now you get it. You know what the code means, and you know the 4 most likely things that are causing it. So let's turn all this knowledge into action. It's time to move from just diagnosing the problem to actually doing something about it. And that really brings us to the final most important question. Where are you going to start? Based on everything we just went over, what's your first move? Are you going to pop the hood and check the wiring for obvious damage? Maybe try a system reset first. Or are you going to start looking into the module itself? The path to getting this fixed starts with that very first step. Thanks for sticking with us.